Greetings, everybody. How's everybody doing today? This is another article actually from Mike Adams. And How to End Cruelty to Animals, People, and Nature by Mike Adams. Okay. Disclaimer. This book is offered for informational purposes only and is protected under freedom of speech. It is not medical advice, nor should it be construed as such. Nothing in this book is intended to diagnose or treat any disease. Always work with a qualified health professional before making any changes to your diet, prescription use, lifestyle, or exercise activities. This information is provided as is, and the reader assumes all risks from the use. Non-use or misuse of this information. This information is provided as is, and the reader assumes all risks from the use, non-use, or misuse of the information. The information in this book is not supported by conventional medicine or most physicians. It is, however, the truth. How to end cruelty to people, animals, and nature, and create a world without war and environmental destruction. What is cruelty? It is any harmful action taken against another living entity that disregards its consciousness or awareness. In this essay, we will explore some of the levels of cruelty, how it happens, how it's defined, and what we can do to help end cruelty and enhance compassion in the world. Cruelty exists in three distinct realms. 1. Cruelty against humankind. I gotta talk to Mike Adams about this, okay? About his word of mankind. Oops. Okay. Because, men don't rule the world. Humans do. So, I'll talk to Mike Adams. And we're gonna change that to humankind. Okay, anyways. Cruelty against humankind, cruelty against animals, and finally, cruelty against nature. Let's start with the cruelty against humankind, excuse me, in which one individual may be cruel to another for a variety of reasons, usually relating to gaining personal control over resources, food, money, etc., or other people. This concept of personal gain is an important factor in understanding human cruelty. Since individuals are usually only cruel to others, boy, ain't that the truth, because they gain something from it. I don't know what they gain from it. In fact, this is designed into our behavior and has been carried through our ancestry for hundreds of thousands of years. Picture this. 2 cavemen are sitting around a fire at the end of the day. One spent hours gathering berries, and the other has nothing. The caveman with nothing can attack the caveman with berries, take his fruit, and be all more successful for it, at least in terms of survival and control of resources. Control of resources. That's what our government is doing. That's what the globalists are doing. That's what we can't call them a shadow government because, the veil has been removed. But those people want control of their resources. Okay, so from an anthropological point of view, there is an incentive for deceit, theft, and even harming other individuals, as long as it results in some sort of personal gain. In fact, we see this across virtually all species, but especially in those that are most closely related to humans, such as primates. Today we see the very same thing happening when one nation attacks another nation in order to control its resources. Attacking a nation to take control of its oil supply is essentially the same as beating a caveman over the head and stealing his berries. It just goes to show how little we've actually advanced over the years, no doubt. This brings us to the salient point. Ending cruelty requires moving past our ancestral roots and past the behaviors that are programmed into us, because they once helped us succeed in an uncivilized world. Today we have to recognize that cruelty is not acceptable in the international community. It is not acceptable to attack and kill other human beings for any reason whatsoever, bleepin' ever. And certainly not to take control of their resources in order to enrich ourselves. Boy, that's narcissism at its best, man. God. Likewise, it is not acceptable to exploit poverty wage labor in third world countries in order to enrich corporations and their CEOs in developed nations. But this is no anti-trade rant. Free trade is essential for lifting poor nations out of poverty, but only when combined with mechanisms that respect the sanctity of human life, such as safe working conditions, living wages, and a system of recognizing private property ownership for the poor. Read The Mystery of the Capital by Hernando de Soto, which is among the most important economic books of the last 100 years, to learn the real reasons why free trade has failed to provide economic freedoms for underdeveloped nations, and what we can do to change that. Okay, beyond wars and economics, we also see cruelty in the world of medicine. Conventional medicine has a long and sordid history of using human beings for medical experiments, even right here in the United States. Yeah, it's called chemtrails, HARP, CERN, Gwen Towers, just to name a few. We are all guinea pigs. In fact, news recently surfaced about a hospital that has been using retarded children in radiation experiments. Wow. Wow. If that doesn't frighten you, what will? Alright? I'm going to read that again. In fact, here we go. News recently surfaced about a hospital that has been using retarded children in radiation experiments. This and many other medical experiments have been conducted on living, breathing people right here in the United States. This is one of the most egregious forms of cruelty, in that it is a harmful action taken against these people without permission, and that it refuses to recognize the consciousness, spirit, or awareness of these individuals. Just because someone cannot speak in words just because someone cannot speak in words that we understand or communicate with us in the manner in which we are used to communicating, doesn't mean they don't feel pain, fear, pleasure, or love. You know, and he's talking about animals on the planet. Whales, dolphins, deer, everything. We are all sentient beings. Okay? We're sentient beings. Just ask the dolphin. Alright? When a dolphin baby is pulled out of the family and put into a damn aquarium at SeaWorld, the family mourns. It cries. It cries. Birds cry when their babies are dead. I mean, animals cry too. God. Okay, let me take a breath. So anyways, just because someone cannot speak human words that we don't understand, they're still trying to communicate with us. They feel pain, fear, pleasure, or love. Thus, these metal experiments are a horrifying form of cruelty. And we're talking chemtrails here. Chemtrails, the phony baloney weather control freaks. You know, they are damaging anything living. Oh, behind closed doors, of course. In the realm of war, we see examples of cruelty as official policy. In the United States military, for example, cruelty against Iraqi prisoners has become a global scandal. We have seen photographs and heard testimonies from individuals who were engaged in all manner of cruelty against Iraqi prisoners, many of whom were innocent civilians. Innocent. These people were subjected to appalling acts, including sexual torture, humiliation, and execution, as was actually caught on tape. Notably, it appears that the American soldiers engaged in this activity rather enjoyed it. That's disgusting. American soldiers enjoyed what they were doing, with sexual torture, humiliation, and executing. That's what that says. That the American soldiers enjoyed it. Oh. So, forget about the military protecting you, because they don't give a crap about any of us, right? They care about the government. Okay, anyways, in the United States, we find a culture that supports cruelty. Much as we saw in 1939 Nazi Germany, this mindset often accompanies nationalism and pride in one's country. It goes hand in hand with the fervor surrounding fear-based propaganda, typically orchestrated by a national leader in response to some sort of military attack. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think the military is out to protect you and me. I think a U.S. military soldier could care less about shooting his or her mother, or father, or sister, or brother, or child. That's how creepy these people have become. Alright? There is not one sentient being in the military-industrial complex. Alright? They've been programmed to kill anybody that they want to, and they get away with it. You know? And they're always asked, are you willing to kill your mother or father if necessary? And they always say, yes. That's sick. So, stop supporting this bullshit and stop signing up for military. Alright? Anyway, whatever. In Germany, it was Reichstag. In the U.S., it's 9/11. Regardless of the justification for military action, the apparent military goal seems to be little more than control of resources. Once again, likens us to cavemen in my earlier example. Except in this case, we don't have to look at the faces of those we kill, because it is all censored out of the press. The Pentagon even banned the filming of flag-draped coffins carrying our own dead soldiers back from Iraq. What? WTF? WTF in capital letters? Okay. I'm just gonna say it. What the fuck? The Pentagon banned the filming of flag-draped coffins carrying our own dead soldiers back from Iraq? Holy shit! So what does it take to stop cruelty against fellow human beings? First, it requires teaching compassion, or reteaching. We must understand that other human beings have souls and consciousness. So do animals. Okay? So do animals. Animals have souls. Animals have consciousness. Alright? And that it's not right to ignore those souls for personal gain. Be it power, control of resources, or some kind of financial gain. Which, in most cases, it is always for financial gain. Sorry. Hold on. I have to change the settings on my internet because things move according to my cursor. Okay, so, where was I? Okay, we must understand that other human beings have souls and consciousness, and that it is not right to ignore those souls for personal gain, be it power, control of resources, or some kind of financial gain. This is a lesson that is not being taught in American culture. It's not taught in our public schools. It's not an element of free market capitalism. It isn't something propagated by the press, and it certainly isn't being practiced by current government administration. As a population, we don't seem to understand that compassion is important. The next step towards ending cruelty is to stop meeting violence with more violence. If the problem is violence, then solving it will require a different approach, such as compassion, negotiation, or even an apology. The predominant mindset is a response. The predominant mindset in response to terrorist attacks, for example, continues to be revenge. Revenge. Yep. Let's even ask Cortana. The action of revenge. The action of inflicting hurt or harm on someone for an injury or wrong suffered at their hands. Wow. That's a good trait, isn't it? This revenge is propped up by the media, of course, and the warmongering rhetoric of the current administration. But when we act on revenge, we simply create more hatred and more violence. We take out one Saddam Hussein, but we create 40 more who believe they have even more justification to attack the United States and kill even more Americans in future terrorist attacks. It is a Medusa. Kill one snake, and 2 more appear in its place. Let's see how much more I have to go. Oh, I might have to do this in a double. I'm going to have to do this 2 parts. Okay, so I'm going to end it here. Okay. It is a Medusa. Kill one snake, and 2 more appear in its place. This is nothing but an escalation of violence, and it can only lead to more war, pain, suffering, and death. Of course, all the U.S. companies that manufacture military hardware profit handsomely. The war industry in this country not depends on war for its economic survival. Please stay tuned. I'm sorry, I think I need to change the settings on my computer. Okay. Please stay tuned for the rest of this. All this. Okay. I am going to go through all of this. All of that. So, you might want to stay tuned for the rest of this. Alright. Other than that, off to the gardens, I suppose, and I will come back. You know, I know people have a hard time when people do series, like 1 series, 2 series, 3 series, 4 series, but we have to do that. But it doesn't do any good to watch the next episode if you don't watch this one first. So please stay tuned. I mean, I don't care if you subscribe, but at least bookmark. If you're interested in the next part of this article, bookmark it. Alright? Because I have seen over and over and over again that people only get parts of information when they don't come back for the rest of the information. So please, come back for the rest of the information, okay? I mean, really, if you don't come back for the next one, then you don't care about complete information. You only care about partial information. But this article is full of information, and due to time, it's as far as I can get. So please, let's end cruelty to people, animals, and nature. Alright? Let's end it. Let's see what I mean? That's my cursor just kind of follows me around, so I gotta fix. I gotta fix everything on my computer. Other than that, have a wonderful day, and until next time, show compassion. Show compassion for animals. Go hug a tree. Go hug a person. Go feed a hungry animal. Right? Go water a plant. Go plant a tree. Do something to give back to Earth. Alright. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, have a great day.